they would have liked to see the candle lighting thing, but we can't do anything like that, huh?
From the online?
Yeah.
No, not unless we move that over here or someone actually moves and pivots the cameras from over there, which would require Robin or someone else to do it. It's it'd be too complicated. Fortunately, it works there, and we don't have interruptions in service during the services when it's right over there. And when we start moving it for the high holidays when Robin's there, we can certainly do that. But for the other, hello.
Hi.
Alright, we're going to begin our service on page 6 of our Sidurians, and we will begin with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharei, Malachei El Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Chomachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bolechem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei El Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Chomachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei El Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Chomachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei El Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Chomachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'd like to invite up Pam and John to light our Shabbos candles on page 7 of our Sidurians.
You're becoming an expert.
Yeah, well, look at
That's
you.
the goal.
There you wanna. Come, let us welcome Shabbat.
May His radiance illuminate our hearts.
Light is the symbol of the divine.
The Eternal is my light and my salvation.
Light is the symbol of the divine within us.
The human spirit is the light of the Eternal.
Light is the symbol of the divine law.
For the mitzvah is a lamp and a Torah a light.
Light is the symbol of Israel's mission.
I, the Eternal, have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, O eternal our God, who makes our lives holy through divine mitzvah and has commanded us to kindle the Shabbat lamp.
May the Eternal bless us with Shabbat joy.
Amen.
May the Eternal bless us with Shabbat peace.
Amen.
May the Eternal bless us with Shabbat holiness.
Amen. Amen. We're going to continue our service on page 9 of our Sidurians with a Chai Doidi. Le Chai Doidi, Le Krakala, Yadada, 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 Pene Shabbat, Nikavela, Le Chai Doidi, Le Krakala, Yadada, 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 Pene Shabbat, Nikavela, Shamor Bezachor Bedibor Echad, Hishmianu Echad Nuchad, Adonai Echad Ushemo Echad, Lishem Otiferet Beliteilah, Lechai Doiti Likrakala, Yada 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 B'nei Shabbat, Nikavela, Lechai Doiti Likrakala, Yada 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 B'nei Shabbat, Nikavela, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikeden nesuka, sof ma'asa b'maksha tehila, lechai doiti likraka la yada 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 b'nei Shabbat, Nekavela, lechai doiti likraka la yada 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 b'nei Shabbat, Nekavela, Ori, Kiva Orek Umi Ori, Ori, Shir Daveri, Kavod Adonai, Alai Negila, Le Haidoti Likrakala, Yadadai, Bene Shabbat, Nekavela, Le Haidoti Likrakala, Yadadai, Bene Shabbat. Now we face the entrance or exit of rebellion as we welcome in the Shabbos bride. Boi v'shalom aseret ba'ala gam v'simcha u'v'tzola toch emunei am sigula boi kala lechaytoti likrakala yadada b'nei Shabbat Mikavela lechaytoti likrakala yadada b'nei Shabbat Mikavela. Remain standing now for the Hasi Kaddish on page 11 of our Sidurians. Yitkadal Yitkadosh Shemei Rabba V'yalmati Rachirutei V'yamlech Malchutei V'chaye Hon V'yoymechon Uchaye Techo Beit Yisrael Ba'agala U'bizman Karib V'yameru Amen Yeheshmei Rabba Mivorach Ve'olam Olamei Amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach Ve'yishba'ar Ve'yitraman Ve'yitnasei Ve'yitadar Ve'yitaleh Ve'yitalal Shemei Kudishan Berehu Le'ela Mikol Birchatam V'shihiratam Tushbechata V'nechimata Damiram V'alma V'yameru Amen. We turn now to page 12 of our Sidurims. Baruchu et Adonai HaMivorach Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam Va'ed. Page 13, we'll join together in English. Eternal God, your majesty is proclaimed by marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, not let your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'revim. Blessed are you, O Eternal, who brings on the evening. Page 14. Avat olam Beit Yisrael amcha ahavta Torah mitzvot chukim u'shmatim otanu lemadita El kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbeinu u'kumeinu b'natzir b'chukecha v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayinu v'orach yameinu v'achem negeh yumam v'le'layla ve'ahavta al chasim imenu le'olamim baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. At the bottom of the page, we'll join together with the English translation for Avat Olam. With eternal love, you've loved your people, the house of Israel. Torah and commandments, statutes and judgments you've taught us. Therefore, O eternal our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will discuss your statutes and rejoice in the words of your Torah and your commandments forever. For they are lives and they lengthen our days, and we will meditate upon them day and night. May you never remove your love from us forever and ever. Blessed are you, O Eternal, who loves God's people, Israel. Page 15, we'll join together for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated for the V'ahavta on page 16. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol v'avcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'chayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzalecha hayom al levavecha ושנתן לבניך ודיברת בם, ושיתך בביתך ובלתך בדרך, ושכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. Page 17 will join together for a responsive reading. Eternal truth is that you alone are God, and there is none else.
Make the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exalt in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares.
Let them beat their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, let them study war no more.
You shall not hate another in your heart, you shall love your neighbor as yourself.
Let the stranger be in your midst to you as the native, for you were once strangers in the land of Egypt.
From the house of bondage we went forth to freedom, so let all be free to sing with joy.
Page 18 will join together from Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha Ba'alim Adonai, Mi Chamocha Nedar by Kodesh, Nora Teilot Osei Fele. Machutecha Ruvanecha Bokeyam Livnei Moshe, Ze Eli Anu V'Amru, Adonai Nimoch Le'olam Va'ed. ונאמר כי ברא אדוני את יעקב ויאמר חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל Yisrael. Page 19 will join together for the responsive readings for Hashkivenu. Cause us, O eternal our God, to lie down in peace and to awaken us each morning to life renewed with strength. Spread over us the holy shelter of your peace.
Help us to order our lives by your counsel and lead us in the paths of righteousness. Be a shield about us, protecting us from hate and war, from pestilence and sorrow.
Curb also within us the inclination to do evil and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Guard our going out and our coming into life with peace from this time forth and forever.
Blessed are you, O Eternal, whose holy shelter of peace is spread over us, over all God's people of Israel and all of Jerusalem.
Page 20, we join together for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat, ledoretam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoretam berit olam. V'nei v'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoretam berit olam. Ki sheish yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoretam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat v'inafash, Shabbat v'inafash, Shabbat v'inafash. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoretam berit olam. We now turn to page 21 of our Sidurims. We rise. The Amidah prayer, the standing prayer, may be found on page 21 of our Sidurims. Adonai sefatai titai ufi agita hilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zoker Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mepi Geula Lifnei B'nai L'man Shemo V'Ahava Melech Hoser Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Yizrat Sarah Atah Gibor L'Olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Lehoshia Mashivo Ruach U'Marid HaGeshem Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim Somek Noflim V'Rofek Olim Umatir Asurim Omekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Nichamocha Ba'al Kivurot Umito Melech Melech Memit Omekayem Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atah L'Tachayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Kadosh V'Shem HaKadosh U'Koshim B'Chol Yom Yahallelu Chasela Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. We'll daven silently until page 29, where we'll join together for Oseh Shalom. We'll now join together on page 29 for Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'yemeru, amen. So, what Torah portion are we at today? Liz usually comes prepared. Mishpatim. Mishpatim. So can you share with us a little bit about this week's Torah portion? If you know its name, you must know something about it.
Yes, it's the ethical one,
Mm-hmm.
doing the right thing.
Yes.
Making decisions based on being just and fair and not what is popular.
Mm-hmm. Who's correct?
And also that indentured servants.
Well, there is that discussion too, yes.
That was
Yes,
weird.
that does come up in this week's Torah portion as well. We're going to discuss that a little bit in our Torah study. That may be where you're pulling that from, the actual text that we're reading from our Torah study. Tomorrow we'll address and tackle some of that. It's very complicated, but it's going to be a fruitful discussion for, I can tell you that so much, already anticipating that for tomorrow. Anyone else? Anything else about this week's Torah portion? Anything special about it? Anyone's bar mitzvah portion? Well, that is true also. We'll talk about that in our Torah discussion today. Anything else? No? Okay. Well, we'll address some of that right now. So this week's Torah portion is Parshat Mishpatim. And in our previous Torah readings, it described the great miracles performed by God, the people of Israel. And this week we turn to the descriptions of some of the laws contracted to the Israelites for the great miracles performed before them on their way out of Egypt. And for a moment, try to imagine we're standing where our ancestors stood. They had miracle after miracle delivered upon them, and now they stood poised to wander that desert. And at this important juncture of time, Moshe dispensed upon the Israelites a set of laws. So what did these laws include? This week's Torah portion has one of the most salient and also one of the most popularly misunderstood verses of our Torah. It is the text that many of you are familiar with, which was alluded to by Stephen earlier. It was an eye for an eye. Taken literally, this sentence makes it seem like there is a value of some sort of revenge that is a substitute for justice in Jewish tradition. We know that that is not true, however, and so what does an eye for an eye mean for our community? So the exact text from this week's Torah portion reads the following. In Exodus 21, verses 23 through 25, the verses state, "But if any harm follows, then you shall give life for a life, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe." This set of text is replicated, though, in earlier textual traditions, most notably the laws of Hammurabi and the laws of Enushan. The laws of Hammurabi stated, if a man puts out the eye of another man, his eye shall be put out. If he breaks another man's bones, his bones shall be broken. If he puts out the eye of a freedman, or breaks the bone of a freedman, he shall pay 1 gold mina. If he puts out the eye of a man's slave, or breaks the bone of a man's slave, he shall pay 1/2 of its value. And if a man knocks out the teeth of his equal, the teeth shall be knocked out from him. If he knocks out the teeth of a freedman, he shall pay 1/3 of a gold. Whereas, instead the laws of Eshuna stated, if a man bites the nose of another man, and thus cuts it off, he shall weigh and deliver 60 shekels of silver. For an eye, 60 shekels. For a tooth, 30 shekels. And an ear, 30 shekels. A slap on the cheek, he shall weigh and deliver 10 shekels for each. And if a man should cut off the finger of another man, he shall weigh and deliver 40 shekels for it. These sets of text seem to our modern sensibilities a bit antiquated, would you agree? Their very nature seems quite antiquated. But if we explore the legislative nature of earlier civilizations, we find that the text we read this week is profoundly progressive in its nature. It would be ahistorical to believe that the words said in this week's Torah portion that we read were implemented fundamentally in any society. It would be fundamentalist to believe that that should have ever been enacted. Instead, we are aware from later texts that emerge as persuasively throughout the centuries afterwards that the eye for an eye punishment was instead inflicted upon a monetary compensation for damages caused most typically. This, as Rabbi Daniel Wolpe points out in this week, is something that has become accepted as a legal recourse, was an accepted form of legal recourse during the Roman period, monetary compensation. And so today we stand at a distance from these sets of laws. However, our history should guide us in understanding moving forward. Legal systems fit to evolve the march of human progress towards decency and understanding. And just as we understood in antiquity the punishment of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, fit into a paradigm of monetary compensation, so too we must accept the flexibility of a legal system that must also change. What mustn't change, however, and what must remain fixed, is a set of values upheld by our tradition. If an eye, a tooth, or even a holy soul is lost, we cannot ignore our responsibility to uphold a set of values that protect the vulnerable from harm and mistreatment. This week's teachings guide us in that department. So may those lessons continue to guide our people in values as we seek to create a society rid of sin, rid of malice, and rid of pain. With those thoughts close to heart and mind, let us welcome in the opportunity for justice to reign unhindered by all. Keni Hiratzon, may be God's will. Amen. Our thoughts now turn to members of our community who are in need of a healing of mind, body, and or of spirit for the Misha Barak prayer. In just a moment, I'll be reciting names from our Misha Barak list. If there are any additional names anyone would like to have added to our list, after the names are read aloud, please share with us those names so that we as one community may pray for the healing of mind, body, and or of spirit of any of your friends or family or loved ones. Today's Misha Barak list includes the following names: Miriam Mendel ben Shira, Nachman ben Malka, Shlomo Leib ben Malka, Yisrael Reuven ben Devorah Alka, Alan Lewis, Esther Batruth, Yehuda ben Joseph, Russ Paneri, Gerald Longmore, Ceci Kurland, Isidore Shipman, Yvette Zamos, Michael Berkowitz, Susan Sklar, David Rothschild, Ellen Rosenbaum, and Holly Matthews, Jessica Herman, Phil Miller, John Swally, Brian Leibowitz, Lynn Ginsberger, Sam Perlin, Erwin Leshner, Sarah Leshner, Stanley Levitt, Myra Levis, Rabbi Alan Darnoff, Kelly Grostava, Wendy Sanseveri, Jen Frutschtel, Gerald Longmore, Ida Lawfer, Naomi Ashura Shoshana Bat Naomi. Are there any additional names? Yes. Go ahead, yes.
Dolly and Roger Bloomfield,
Dolly and Roger Bloomfield,
Corky Hockenberry,
Corky Hockenberry,
John Hockenberry,
John Hockenberry,
Sharon Stevenson,
Sharon Stevenson,
Pam Condello,
Pam Condello,
Let me see, Gabriel Levecki,
Gabriel Levecki,
Lois Flamholtz,
Lois Flamholtz,
Lloyda Shepard.
Lloyda Sheffrin. Are there any additional names?
it's not her name,
What's her name? Oh,
Did we get a name wrong?
Yeah.
yes,
What was the name?
Lloyda Friedenreich. Friedenreich,
Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
me too. Lloyda
Lloyda
Friedenreich.
Friedenreich. Okay. Bud Dionato and Stephen Pullman. Are there any additional names? Okay. We'll stand tonight. We don't always do that custom, but we're going to stand tonight because I'm going to open up the ark. Misheberach Avoteinu Mekor Hadricha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor habrechah le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. You may, well, actually, you may remain standing because we're going to remain standing. We're going to move into the Elena prayer, and it just so happens we were standing for the Mishpera today, and as we move into the Elena, we'll be standing anyways. So remain standing for the Elena prayer on page 30 of our Siddurim. Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol atei gedula l'yotzeh b'reishit shelo atzai k'giyei aratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama shelo sam kalkeinu kagen v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'motim lifnei melech malchei amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu She'onet Hashamayim v'yosir haaretz u'moshiv yikaro b'shamayim b'ma'al u'shchinatu zo b'govhei meroimim Hu Eloheinu ein od and b'malkeinu efes zulato Kagatu v'torato v'yadata hayom v'hoshivota el avevecha ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim mima'al v'al haaretz mitzachon ein od. Page 31. We therefore hope in you, O eternal our God, soon to behold the splendor of your might. Then will false gods vanish from the earth, and the idols will be utterly cut off to heal the world through the sovereignty of the Almighty. Then will all acclaim you as your God, and forsaking evil turn to you alone. Let all who dwell on earth acknowledge that unto you every knee must bend, and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, O eternal our God, let them humble themselves. To your glorious name, let them give honor. Let all accept the yoke of your dominion, that you may rule over them soon and forever. For the dominion is yours, and you will rule in glory. As it is written, the eternal will reign forever and ever. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz. Hayom ha'hu yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo echad. We'll remain standing for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 33 of our Siddurim. In just a moment, I'll be reciting names from our Yortzeit list. After the names have been read aloud, if there are any names you are observing a Yortzeit for or in the period of Shoshim of, please share with us names of your loved one or individual, so that we as one community may pray for the elevation of the Neshama to Shemayim, our heavens above. Recently passed from our community are the following names: Stephen and Carol Lichtenstein, Arlene Sugar, and Darius Zuckerman. Also have Len Smolin recently passed from our community. Our Yortzeit list for today includes now the following names: Bertha Ratchik, Stanley Libros, Benjamin Ginsberg, Bernice Razinowitz, Ann Bruce, Solomon Namias, Max Sklar, Harry Rothberg, Louis Bodog, Craig Badality, Lucille Frederick, Toby Rozovsky, Dick Kazin, Edward Sheff, William Natras, Martin Schwartz, Esther Spielberg, Sam Pfeifferbaum, Francis Goldstein, Leonard Suslowitz, Estelle Rothberg, Nadine Schwartz, Sean Sinkoff. Are there any additional names anyone is observing a Yortzeit for or are in the period of Shoshima?
Zoe Levinson,
Zoe Levinson,
Patrick Callahan.
Patrick Callahan. Thank you.
Gail Marcus
Gail Marcus,
and Muriel Sheffrin.
Muriel Sheffrin, sorry. Are there any additional names? Okay. The words to the mourner's Kaddish may be found on 33 of our Siddurim. Yitkadal v'yitkada shemei rabba Be'alma divra hirutei v'amlech ma'chutei V'chayechon ho'yoymechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Ba'agalav lizman kariv v'imru amen Yahei shmei rabba mevorach la'olam olamei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitraman v'yitnasei V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudasha b'reichu La'ela mikol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechamata Damiran v'alma v'imru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael V'imru amen Oseh shalom b'imromav Hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael V'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved, and let us say, Amen. You may be seated. We now have a moment for some brief announcements. Liz?
Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos.
Saturday, February 10th, student Shabbat, Torah study at 10 and worship at 10:30. Donations for Israel and social action news. That information can be found on your weekly email. Shabbat across America will be Friday, March 1st at 6:30 p.m., $8 per person. You can call the office to register or register on weekly email. Purim basket sale. Information on weekly email. Order by March 15th. Purim service, spiel, supper, and music with Avi, Saturday, March 23rd, 6:30 p.m. More information on weekly email. Rosh Chodesh meditation is monthly. Next one is March 10th at 10 o'clock p.m. More information on weekly email. Blood drive is February 11th. Talking with the Rabbi, which was formerly called Matnadim, will be Wednesday, February 14th. Hebrew school is February 14th. Gesher is February 15th. 5th, 6th, and 7th grade will lead the service February 23rd. Book club is March 7th. Anti-Semitism program that was scheduled for February 25th has been postponed. And the Yom HaShoah and will be at the Senior Center Sunday, April 28th, and that will be a town event. Thank you. Did you want to tell everybody what that Rosh Chodesh meditation
Yeah, we'll
is?
talk about it actually, yeah.
Okay, if I may, if there's anyone here,
Oops.
Just press the green button.
if there's anyone here who has extra blood, wants to contribute, wants to do that, that's this Sunday morning. We open the doors about 7:30.
You need an appointment.
We have 38 people who are donating blood. If any of you want to be the 39th or the 40th, please say so.
Please make sure the area is cool and not hot.
Okay, okay.
Because of the blood.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
The blood cold.
Oh, absolutely.
He gets here about 7:30 and they don't start till about 9. So.
Yeah. So we'll cool down. So if you have
Do
extra
you know how
blood,
to turn the fans on if it's too hot?
we'll figure it out.
All right, so I'll share some words a little bit about Rosh Chodesh and the meditations that we're doing. It's something new that we have begun doing. So how many of you have done anything for Rosh Chodesh in the past? We normally mark it at the synagogue. What have you done for Rosh Chodesh? Just marking it in the synagogue with the services.
Yes, and usually the women would get together.
Yes, exactly. So Rosh Chodesh has been in more progressive synagogues, particularly in Reform and Conservative synagogues. It's usually something that women come together for. It marks the beginning of the month, the first day of the month. And so the Rosh Chodesh meditation that is being offered it is open to everyone, but it is being led by two women, one of whom I have worked with in the past in New Hope in Lambertville area, and she has experience working actually at congregation that it's from Trenton, Har Sinai actually, and then also with Beth Chaim. So the last session that I had attended was mostly meditative. We got to sit there and listen to some meditations. We were instructed to do some basic, simple yoga, and I think it was a really nice way to start off the month. So if you have the time and would like to attend, I would highly recommend it. I also asked if there be any possibility that they can instruct us in person, either before or after Shabbat services, sometime in the next few months. I've yet to hear back, but I think that may be a possibility. I'm close friends with them, so that may be
It's
able
not
to.
just for women, though.
No, it's open to everyone. It's open to everyone. So, highly recommend it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me afterwards. So, the person who's leading is Ben Long, and she also does yoga instructions and meditations outside of Rosh Chodesh professionally as well.
You need me?
Good.
You don't need me.
We're going to turn now to page 34 of our Siddurim for Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'et Nasa V'Hefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'Yachat Rei Kidlo Takol Levado Yimloch Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yiyeh B'tif Ara V'hu Echad V'yein Sheni L'ham Shilo L'hachbira V'li Reshit V'li Tachlit V'lo Ha'oz V'hamizra V'hu Eli V'chaya Goeli V'tzor Kevli V'yesara V'hu Nisi Umanos Li Menat Kosi Beyom Ekra B'ya'ado Akid Ruchi B'yetishan B'yaira V'im Ruchi Geviati Adonai Li V'lo Ira. Good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Stephen, would you like to lead us today? Everyone, well, we've got David pointing to you for today. Stephen, lead us, please.